Hello everybody, welcome to our first video of 2023. It's me, Marlon. And with the new year, you know that there's going to be lots and lots of new videos coming in, and I am super happy to be the very first one of the year. And for this first video, I give you my top 25 favorite Pokemon from 2022. This is my list of my absolute favorite Pokemon of the year, and Pokemon that have helped me during speedruns, and just any Pokemon I've ever had that needs a shout out. Now, without further ado, enjoy the stream. Number 25 is Mightyena. Mightyena is a dog Pokemon, and dogs are one of my favorite animals. But it's also a memory of a dog that I had a couple of previous years ago. And I just love its design, and it's kind of more of a wolf, I know, but it's still a great reminder of what a great dog my dog was, and what a great Pokemon it was in the run of Alpha Sapphire that I did. Number 24 is Hitmonlee, and Hitmonlee is up here with the award of being the best high jump kicker I have ever seen in any run I've ever done. In a certain fighting type speed run that I did in Galar, Hitmonlee always hit his high jump kick. And this was really amazing to me since previously I did another fighting type where I had a mean shout that only hit it about 5 out of 10 times. Number 23 is Torkoal, and Torkoal is one of my favorite fire types of all time. That's what it's up here for, but it's also up here for recognition. In a Galar run that I did with James, I had to spin a wheel with him that would tell me what type of Pokemon I had to catch and what type of Pokemon I had to release from my team. And Torkoal took out 3 of the 8 gyms practically on its own. It was my ace until I had to let it go for the 8th gym, which was very sad, but I'm glad I remembered it to give it recognition here. Number 22 is Probopass. Probopass is up here for 2 reasons. Probopass was one of the funniest Pokemon I ever saw in my first Alola playthrough. Its big, fluffy mustache and the 3 little bird twins on its beak are something I hadn't seen for a long time, and I loved it so much. But it's also up here because it's probably one of the strongest electric and rock types that I've ever seen. Number 21 is Phantump. Phantump was actually in a really close tie with Trevenant. I couldn't figure out which one I liked better. I don't necessarily like grass types in particular, with maybe it's because of all their weaknesses, or because in any playthrough I ever did, the person I played with would always take the grass starter when I took the water. And that kind of threw me off, but Phantump was much cuter, so it took the spot. And also, it's one of my favorite shinies that I've ever seen before. At number 20, we have Basculegion, with the reward of having the best change in any regional variant. I really didn't like Basculin, and it was actually one of my least favorite water types of all. But I just love Basculegion's story. The waterfall, and even the new Hisuian Basculin has a little bit of better taste to it. Number 19 is Stoutland. Stoutland is my favorite dog Pokemon ever, and he's on this list for helping me numerous times in my Unova run. There's not a whole lot other to say about him, but he's just one of my favorite Pokemon ever. Thank you so much for helping me out. Number 18 is Almanite, and Almanite was actually at the top of this list at the start of this year. I moved it down quite a bit due to only being a fossil Pokemon and not having great typing to it. This list was also partly based on its entire evolution, and Almastar definitely did not help out in that case. Number 17 is Butterfree. Butterfree is one of my favorite bug types, and I just love bug types in general. It's such an awesome and amazing design, and actually, it was about to be replaced by Spidops, but Spidops is from this year. And the reason I love it so much is because it beat Haxorus. Leon's Haxorus, to be precise. Can you believe that? Number 16 is Alolan Vulpix. Alolan Vulpix is by far one of my favorite regional variants ever. and Lily was one of my favorite characters in the Sun and Moon anime. Number 16 is Minun, for being my favorite and the only Pikachu clone that I ever liked. I like Plusle too, but blue's my favorite color. Number 14 is Machamp. Machamp was one of my favorite fighting types that I ever did when I did my fighting type run through, and Gigantamax Machamp was a powerhouse to defeat a certain someone in a final battle. Number 13 is Bouffalant, for being my absolute favorite entry dex. I love the whole bigger the main, bigger the herd, bigger the boss thing. It's realistic and it's fun and I love it so much. Number 12 is Chandelure, for being my favorite fire type starter ever. And I loved it so much, and then I saw this picture and I loved it more. Number 11 is Celesteela, for being my absolute favorite Ultra Beast of all time. I also love the fact that it's based off of the 7 Deadly Sins, Envy. It takes after one of my favorite characters from an anime, The 7 Deadly Sins, Diane, and how they're almost entirely the same. Diane's a giant, Celesteela is a rocket. We are finally here at top 10, and to take that number 10 spot is none other than Drampa. Drampa has one of the coolest typings ever, seeing as it's not actually a dragon. It probably is though. I had a mistake with that a while ago. Also, it's one of my favorite characters from the anime as well, and it's shiny. Don't even get me started on the shiny. Number 9 is Alolan Raticate. Alolan Raticate is up here for being my absolute favorite regional variant of all time. The first game I ever played was Pokémon Sun and Moon, and of course, this is the first trial Pokemon I ever see, and it is so cool. Number 8 is Unfezant, for being my favorite flying type ever. I used this Pokemon in a flying type run, and boy was it an ace. Its speed and its power were perfect in it, along with its type advantage in almost any gym I faced. Number 7 is Lunala, for being my favorite of all legendaries, and for being the coolest shiny that I've probably ever seen before. I said already that Moon was the first game I ever played, and of course the ties with Cosmog and Lily were what made me love this game and Pokemon even more. Number 6 is Lopunny, for being my favorite sort of girlish Pokemon, but also for being my favorite non-fighting type on Team Pummel. And that's for another video, of course. I will explain what my Team Pummel is, but Mega Lopunny absolutely killed it in a lot of runs that I ever did before. And it also is up here for my favorite tag team card ever. Number 5 is Beautyfly, for being my favorite bug type of all time. It really helped out a lot in Hisui to have a good bug and flying type and a really quick Pokemon around. Number 4 is Golurk, for being another of my favorite Team Pummel Pokemon, but also for being one of the coolest looking Pokemon that I've ever seen before. I've seen nothing like it. Number 3 is Primarina, for being my favorite starter of all time. I already said how much I like the Pokemon Moon anime, and seeing it with one of my favorite characters, Lana, made me love it even more. Number 2 is Hariyama, for being my favorite and strongest fighting type Pokemon ever. I already said how much I love fighting types and how great they are to have on a team, and this is my absolute favorite. You should use this lots of times. Number 1, the one, the only, the king of the list. We have Wishiwashi, both the solo form and the final form. This was by far my favorite trial in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and to see that it advanced in more games made it even more fun to use. Seeing how strong it was, going back to how weak it was, it's amazing. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really like this video and liked a lot of the Pokemon I talked about, please subscribe so that you can see the rest of the channel's top 25 favorite Pokemon. And I know that with your help, we can reach our new goal of 100 subscribers. I know we're not the best right now, but we will eventually get there if you help us out. Till next time, keep your Pokemoning a must.